I'm Cameron.
Andy.
And Steve.
All right. All right. Well, good morning. Thank you for coming. My name is Thad Tuggle, and today I'm going to be talking about my career. I'm going to be talking about kind of where I've been with my career, what started it, and then where I'm at now, and then kind of what my future goals are within my career. So it started at a very young age. I spent a lot of time outdoors, playing in streams, and a lot of time deer hunting. I think that deer hunting was mainly the main reason why I chose to go with an outdoor career. My dad always told me that I wanted a job that you could sit behind the desk in the wintertime and stay warm, and then be outside in the summertime. So I think with my current job, I've been able to do that pretty well. As far as education, I started my undergrad at Cedarville University in the fall of 2008, graduated there in 2012 with a bachelor's degree in environmental science. I was also able to get a Bible minor. Right after graduation, I went to work for a small state agency, but I'll talk about that here in just a second. Worked there for about a year and a half, and then decided to go on for my graduate degree. Went to Marshall University. I finished my classes in 2015. I'm currently in the process of finishing up writing my thesis. My project was modeling chlorophyll concentrations on the Ohio River using satellite imagery. So basically, I would take pictures from space and try to estimate how much chlorophyll is in the river at that time. As I mentioned, right after undergraduate and before I went to graduate school, I worked for the Knox Soil and Water Conservation District in central Ohio. There was a lot of different things that we would do. My title was Wildlife Specialist and Urban Conservationist. As a wildlife specialist, basically I would issue permits to kill nuisance animals, whether that be Canadian geese, coyote, deer, whatever may be nuisance animal. And then on the urban conservationist side, I would issue sediment erosion control permits for construction projects, whether that be residential or commercial projects. And then as an agency, the Soil and Water District, one of the main things they do is implement best management practices, or more commonly known as BMPs. And these mainly focused on sediment and erosion control, whether that was using grass waterways in a farm setting to limit the amount of sediment runoff from those farmers' fields, and then also riparian zones, whether that's where it was in a pasture setting and we fenced off the streams to keep the cattle out of the streams. And then we did a lot of farm construction projects, whether it was manure lagoons, bunker silos, or putting up a new building. We would go out and look at the soils and try to help the farmer determine where the best spot to put these different projects were. So then my job now, I work as an aquatic biologist with the Huntington District Army Corps of Engineers. My title, as I said, was aquatic biologist, and with this we have a lot of different things that we do. The main thing that we do is really assess, evaluate, and recommend. By assessing, we look at all the inflows that are flowing into our USACE projects, and then we evaluate the effects that our project or the lake has on this water. And then if we're lucky enough, we're able to recommend whether it's operational changes or structural changes to how we release the water back into the environment. But with this job, there's a lot of diversity. On one given day, I may be electroshocking fish in West Virginia, and then the next day we could be collecting water samples in Ohio. It's just very, very diverse. One of the coolest things that I think we get to do is we spend a lot of time on the Ohio River. We work with the dredge mission, and we monitor and deploy sediment buoys down along the Ohio River. And then also something that's more specific to my position is I'm the point of contact for all harmful algal blooms within our district. the nice thing about this job is it's fairly easy because a lot of the states have adopted their own response plans, so I don't have to do too much. Really all I do is coordinate with the different state agencies to get the appropriate sampling done wherever that is needed. Here I just have a couple pictures of kind of what we do on a daily basis. Here we're electroshocking on the Ohio River. You can see me on the front of the boat there. This is me deploying an EcoMapper. This is basically a torpedo that can collect water quality samples by the front of the instrument there. And then this is Andy and I out on the Ohio River. This is one of those sediment monitoring buoys that I was talking about. We're actually heading out to deploy it. And this is me way too excited about a nasty fish. This is a fish that was caught in the Ohio River. It's one of the Asian carps that we have in the Ohio River. It's about 50 to 60 pounds. And then for the future, it took me a little bit to think about where I wanted to go with my job. And I think the main thing that I want to do is to understand how my job benefits the Corps. You know, it's good to do your job and to do it well, but understanding where you fit in. Maybe you're not doing something as adequate as you could, and then that kind of goes along with training. I would like to become not just an efficient employee, but an effective employee. I think those kind of go hand in hand. Being able to be effective with everything that I do. And then that slides down into my third point, being a technical expert within water quality. Not being the person that everybody knows that knows water quality, but someone who can be able to talk to state agencies or any of our stakeholders to just be able to present our mission and be able to give them sound advice on whatever issue that we may face. So with that, thank you for coming, and thanks for listening.